Hello everyone. Today, let's think about this four tiny little cell situation. It tied up into the under on the dynamite cell of the chair, and when time clock hit, the scissor will cut off the string, and then it will be blown off. Basically, this picture can explain all the concept of apoptosis. We say apoptosis, right? So we will not talk about what the apoptosis is, and also what is its role, in all the living things homeostasis, and also the development process. And also, how can we apply this to the real medical application? Apoptosis itself is a Greek word. It is falling off. It means falling off. It takes from the leaf falling from the trees. And we can redefine in modern world that the programmed cell death, in other words, cell suicide. In our body, can keep the homeostasis with mitosis and also apoptosis. Usually, let's take an example in the blood cell. Usually, in every day, we clear and regenerate almost 5 multiplied 10 to the 11 cells in every day. It is basically based on the mitosis and apoptosis. And also, the apoptosis takes a role in the development process. Let's think about the frog's metamorphosis from the tadpole to frog. What will be the process of the frog from the tadpole to frog? It's first the back legs came out, and then front legs came out. Now what is next? It will continuously lose its tail, right? So the tail cells can go into the apoptosis process, and then finally the frog do not have tails at all. And also we can think about our disease. So let's think, how can we make our disease? It can be of two ways. First one is the disease can grow out from our palms, and second, when we make a big spade shape of hand and then cut off the unnecessary parts. Usually, including humans, can usually take the second method to make our disease. First, we make a big shape of our hands, and then we define where we will cut off. In other words, where is the unnecessary part. This part will get into the apoptosis process. Then finally, we have this kind of 5 diseases. At this point, you can have this question. Okay, you mentioned that apoptosis is basically cell death. Then what is the difference between necrosis and apoptosis? If you ask that question, or if you have that question in your mind, I want to say, you are very good job. Because that is exactly the question I expected to you. So, yeah, you're right. Necrosis and apoptosis both are also explained as cell death. But the start of the cell death and what will be occurring next to the cell death is the difference between it is different. Necrosis usually occurs by severe external damage that is enough to kill that cell. In other words, the cell cannot recover that damage at all. And after the necrosis, after the cell died through the necrosis, it it induces inflammation into that position. But apoptosis is not occurred by the external damage, but occurred by the external signaling. And then these cells smoothly go into the cell death processes, and then its lysate will be reabsorbed the neighboring cells and reuse the neighboring cells. So the apoptosis is kind of a very natural event, but necrosis is kind of acute, unexpected cell death. I want to give you a quick example. Usually we have a a lot of neuron cells in our brain and in our body, right? But that number, average number of the neuron in our brain is 50% smaller than when you have at your very first step, first when you got birth from your mother. So in other words, your neuron cells can continuously go into the apoptosis process, and now you have only 50% of them. So when your cells get into the apoptosis process, it shrinks, and then its membrane make a kind of nodule, like we call apoptotic body, and then its lysate will be observed in the neighboring cell of that cell. So till now we covered the definition of apoptosis and the process which is covered by the apoptosis process, and also what is the difference between the necrosis and apoptosis. I want to tell you about how can we use this apoptosis process in our actual life. I want to give you one example right now. Apoptosis, let's think about the apoptosis, the opposite definition of apoptosis. Apoptosis is a cell death, right? Cell suicide. The opposite meaning of cell suicide is cell living, right? In more severe words, cell continuously mitotic, cell get into the continuous mitotic process. That means we usually call that is a cancer. We can control the cancer with the apoptosis processes. When we put the apoptosis drug with the signal into the specific cancer cell, we can kill the cancer cell, and we can control the cancer growth. So that's the thing our scientists is researching in these days. So to summarize, you guys all know about what is apoptosis and what is the difference between the apoptosis and necrosis, and what is the apoptosis take a role in our body and when we were in the embryo. So the thing I want to say is cell death is not always a bad thing. Without the cell clearance, there's no other cell regeneration, and also there's no healthy life at all. We should keep our homeostasis with the apoptosis and also the mitosis. I want to replace our conclusion with this short cartoon. Apoptosis is cell suicide, but cell suicide is not that bad thing. Without the apoptosis, without the life. Thank you.